Morning. Happy Friday and welcome to Friday Morning Freestyle. This is my regular weekly class, Friday Morning Freestyle, every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern here on Facebook Live. And the freestyle is kind of anything goes. The classes can be different, but I always like to incorporate movement, mantra, and meditation. So today we'll do a little bit of each of those things. And I think the way to start it off would be to just take a moment and get grounded. And I just want to ask how you're doing. I hope that everyone is doing well. I woke up today honestly feeling a little discombobulated today. Maybe something in the air, but I thought that by coming together we can kind of shake out those cobwebs. And the theme of the day, which has kind of been a theme that's been coming up this week, is the idea of clarity and how we go about cultivating clarity in times that are a bit overwhelming, sometimes confusing, a little disorienting perhaps. You know, how do we, amidst all that, how do we find our clarity? So we're going to work on that a little bit today as well. So let's just begin by grounding, by dropping into our bodies. That's definitely step number one toward clarity, is getting grounded. So take a moment wherever you are to find a comfortable seat, maybe rock side to side, left to right. Find your sitting bones and feel those sitting bones connecting with the earth and supporting you. Even if you're in a chair, that's fine as well. If you're in a chair, make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground. But still connect with those sitting bones, the right and left sitting bones. Find that balance. Close your eyes. Roll the eyes up to the third eye point between the brows. Take the palms to the knees, face down, lightly holding the knees. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and really let your belly expand. Let your ribs expand. Let your chest expand, your lungs fill up with air. Drop the shoulders. Move the shoulder blades down the back as you reach up through the crown of the head, lengthening through the neck, lengthening through the spine, from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown. And exhale, but keep the length in the spine as you exhale. Draw the navel in. And feel yourself grounded. Take another deep inhale, and as you inhale, visualize sending down that energetic grounding cord. Connect with that energetic grounding cord. It's actually always there from the base of your spine down into the earth. Let it travel deeply all the way down into the core of the earth, like a root connecting you with our Earth Mother, with her grounding energy, with your truth and with your foundation. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And feel yourself begin to come into balance. And there might even be some resistance still coming up in your mind, and that's okay. Just allow it. Allow the stuff to swirl. Just work on the grounding, and this is going to fall in line. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. And feel yourself centered. Bring the left palm to the heart center, right palm over the top, and just reestablish that connection. I I know just with those 3 deep conscious breaths, I'm already feeling more connected than when I came in here and sat down a few minutes ago. I hope that I can share that with you. Take a deep breath into the heart. And as you exhale, visualize light shining out through your heart, surrounding you with light. And as you reconnect with the breath and as you reconnect with your heart, remember, we are here to remind each other to remember our true essence, to remember that ultimately we come from the earth and we will return to the earth at the end of this human life. It's all a cycle. And I think one of the best things that we can do is have a solid anchor to the earth. Not an anchor that holds you down, but an anchor that supports you. And this wonderful mothering, nurturing, Pachamama, Mother Earth energy that supports you and allows you to fly free and yet still have that energetic connection to your grounding, to your balance, to your center. So I'm here to remind you of that today. So we'll begin our practice today. Now that we're grounded, now that we've kind of come back into our bodies, we'll go ahead and tune in with our 2-part, 2-mantra tune-in. And then we're going to go ahead and go right into a meditation because it will be 11:11 and time for the 11:11 meditation. Some people might jump on just for that. Some might stay for the rest of the class, but just a preview of the rest of the class. We'll do the meditation at 11:11, and then after that I wanted to incorporate the movement and get our bodies moving. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit creaky today. Been cooped up for a while. The sun is shining, it's still 40 degrees, it's still chilly, but at least the sun is out. It makes all the difference in the world. And so we'll bring in some sun, some light, and cultivate that today. And then we'll follow that up with a little mantra. We'll have a mantra in our meditation, and then we'll have the segment that I call the Shamanic Life. And today I would like to talk about clarity, and we'll get into a little bit of that toward the end. So it's kind of the overview of today's Friday morning freestyle as it's taking shape in my head. And I thank you for being here. And let's go ahead and tune in. So our 2-part mantra for the tune-in. The first mantra, Om Namah Narayanaya. Om Namah Narayanaya. Om Namah Narayanaya. We say it 3 times on 3 separate breaths with a deep inhale in between. That mantra is for world peace. So as you're chanting that mantra, visualize yourself falling in to the vibration, the frequency of world peace. All of our hearts being at peace and connecting with one another. How powerful is that? We'll drop into that mantra of world peace, the Om Namah Narayanaya, and then we'll take 4 sips in through the nose, sniff, 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 and go right into the Mangalacharan mantra, which is Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. And that mantra is for divine protection. Kind of calls in the light, surrounds us with the light of divine protection. And all this takes place in just about a minute. So begin by finding your sitting bones, finding the root, finding the grounding cord, connecting with the earth. Let's rub the palms together at the center of the chest. There are 72,000 nerve endings in each of your palms. So you're warming up, creating a little heat, creating a little friction, and you're activating those 72,000 nerve endings by rubbing the palms together. So take a deep breath in. Go ahead and close your eyes. Press the palms together at the heart center. Roll the eyes up to the 3rd eye point. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And let Let's begin with a deep inhale. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namo Narayanaaya. 4 sniffs. Adgure Name, Jugakure Name, Satgure Name, Siriguru Deve Name. 4 sniffs. Adgure Name, Jugakure Name, Satgure Name, Siriguru Deve Name. Adgure Name, Jugakure Name, Satgure Name, Siriguru Deve Name. Now sip it. 16 sniffs. Keep sipping in air. Keep filling up the lungs, the heart, the chest. Pause. And exhale. And let it go. Keep the palms together at the heart center. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. And drop the elbows. Bring the elbows to your sides. Just let them comfortably rest at the sides. And we're going to bring the pinky sides of our hands together. So this is, the pinky fingers are the Mercury fingers. And Mercury is associated with communication. So think about communication. We also call this side of our hand, the pinky side, the moon side of the hand. So we're going to bring the elbows into the sides, comfortably there. The forearms are going to be at about roughly a 60-degree angle up toward the throat with the pinky sides of the hands together. So basically the palms are facing the throat, kind of the throat, the heart. We're going to tap the sides together, the pinky side, and say HUD, H-A-R, HUD. And H-A-R, it's spelled H-A-R. It sounds more like H-U-D because you roll the R, and when you roll the R, the tongue is going to hit the roof of the mouth and activate. There are 84 meridians in the roof of the mouth, so you're activating those meridians. Say HUD, and as you say HUD, you're also going to draw the navel in to the base of the spine. HUD, 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 HUD. So tap the pinky sides together. And then flip the hands, flip the palms down. The thumb comes, right thumb underneath the left, and tap the index finger sides, the Jupiter finger sides of the hands together with the right thumb crossing under the left. HUD, and then back to the pinky side. HUD, back to the index finger side. HUD, 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 HUD. That's our movement. This meditation is HUD for prosperity. And it brings prosperity in all aspects of your life, including financial prosperity, money, love, career, nature, joy. You can be prosperous in all aspects of your life. It's a very powerful meditation. So that's the meditation we're going to do today, the HUD, 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 HUD for prosperity. And we've done this one other time, a few weeks back, as our 11-11 meditation. I wanted to bring it back up again, just kind of setting the stage for, I believe this is probably going to be the next one that I do is a 40-day meditation, following the Kirtan Kriya 40-day meditation. When we wrap that up at the end of this month, I'm thinking HUD for Prosperity might be the next one that we do as a 40-day meditation right after that. So think about that. Think about prosperity. I've done this as a 40-day meditation, and I've done it as a 90-day meditation, and it's a very powerful meditation for prosperity. It really works. So if you're interested in that, plant the seed now. That would start in May, and so just think about that. But let's give it a try right now, and let's see if you like it. So go ahead and close the eyes, and roll your eyes up to the third eye point. Bring the pinky sides of the hands together, the arms at about that 60-degree angle. So the palms, like a cup almost in front of the throat. Okay? And the eye focus for this one is going to be, we're going to look at the tip of the nose. So it's a little bit different actually. We're not focused on the third eye for this one. We're gazing down at the tip of the nose, eyes open about 1/10, just a slit to where you're focused on the tip of the nose. You can feel how that pulls the optic nerve. Basically, it's pulling the optic nerve to attention. These drishtis, these eye focuses, are a very important part of our meditation. We have the drishti, the eye focus, that we've got the gaze here at the tip of the nose. We've got the mudra, which is the hand formation, tapping the pinky sides and tapping the index sides with the right thumb crossing under. And then we have the mantra, the HUD, and the navel drawing in as you chant the HUD. Really chant it powerfully from the navel. Give it that fire in your belly. Send it up through the heart with the passion, and it comes out the throat and projects. And that's basically sending out a message of prosperity to the universe and calling in good vibrations and prosperity to you. It'll match whatever vibration you're sending out. The universe will send it to you. So just keep that in mind. We got this. Take a deep breath in. Bring the pinky sides of the hands together. Inhale deeply. Eyes are open about 1/10, gazing at the tip of the nose. Deep breath in, and let's begin. HUD, HUD, HUD. 11 minutes, we got this. HUD, 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 HUD. Keep the spine nice and long, reaching up to the crown of the head, and keep that eye focus at the tip of the nose. Keep coming back. HUD, 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 HUD. Drawing the navel in on the HUD, 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 HUD. And really tap the sides of the hands together. Activate those nerves. HUD, 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 HUD. Let that sound of the HUD, the creative energy, the creative force, originate in your navel and project out through your throat, coming through the heart on the way. HUD, 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 HUD. Releasing any thoughts of scarcity, any fear, any anxiety about the future. Just be here right now, in this present moment. See yourself surrounded with abundance, surrounded with prosperity. Create it. You have the power. HUD, 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 HUD. Keep it going. Allow yourself to drop into the trance and the rhythm of the mantra, the rhythm of your navel pumping with every HUD, and the pressure as you click on either sides of your hands. HUD. Keep bringing that eye focus down to the tip of the nose. HUD, 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 HUD,
Electrifying your electromagnetic field all around you. Drawing in creativity, drawing in abundance, drawing
drawing in prosperity. Hut, 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 hut. Drawing in creative infinity. Expand out into that creative infinity. Hut, 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 hut. Deep breath in. Bring the pinky sides of the hands together in front of the heart and throat. Deep inhale. And exhale. Another deep inhale. This time sweep the arms out to the sides. Up through your arm. Reach through the fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. Keep inhaling. And exhale. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it out. Shake it out. Keep shaking. Shake the arms overhead. Distributing the energy, the prana, the life force energy you've just kind of called up in your body. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, now inhale. Reach. Lengthen. Deep breath in. Reaching, rooting down. Through the sitting bones, reaching up. Through the fingertips, dropping the shoulder blades away from the ears, stretching the spine nice and long, reaching up through the crown of the head. Deep inhale and shake. Shake, shake, shake. Turn the palms up on the knees. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, turn the palms down on the knees. A gesture of grounding. And come back into that hermit space. So that is the Hike for Prosperity meditation, and I really love that meditation. It's been a really special meditation, so I'm going to keep you posted about that one, and about doing a 40-day practice of that. I think we could all probably use a little prosperity right now, so I thought that would be a really good one for the spring. So let's do a little movement. I don't know about you, but it's a little chilly in here, and I kind of want to get my body moving and get it warmed up a little bit. So I was thinking we could continue to use some mantra with the movement, and let me just take a moment to for those who might be new to this and wondering why I'm chanting all these random things, let me just tell you a little bit about mantra. So mantra, man is mind, tra to free from. So a mantra is basically a tool that we use to free our mind from itself. Basically, chanting the mantra, it's repetitive. It's a word, a syllable, or a phrase. You generally repeat it over and over and over, such as what we just did with the HUD. That's a mantra. And by repeating it, you're basically freeing the mind from itself by quieting all that mind chatter, all those thoughts that are going on. There's thousands of thoughts per blink of an eye that are going on in your head. The mantra kind of brings it to attention, and you repeat it over and over and over again, where it is almost kind of like being in a trance state, in that your mind is calm. And by doing that, basically the way I look at it as you're kind of solving the puzzles of your mind, these things that you feel like you need to think to solve. And by taking the thinking out of the equation and just chanting and going into that vibration, going into that sound current of the universe, and basically surrendering to the sound current and coming into that almost trance-like state, you're allowing those solutions to those puzzles to come. You're allowing those pieces of the puzzle to almost even magically fall into place in your mind without having to think at all. So you're surrendering kind of the need to overthink, and allowing the universe to work it out for you. Or at least that's how I look at it. So with mantra and chanting, I just recently released this album last week. It's called Mantra for the Masses, and we're going to use some of that music today. That HUD for Prosperity was one of mine. And these mantras, I try to make them catchy, accessible, simple, so that anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm not a singer, but I love to chant. And it's all about, when you're chanting mantra, it's all about that it comes from the heart. It's about the intention behind it, the devotion behind it, which we call the bhakti. And the bhakti is that devotion from the heart. If you're chanting from the heart, you can't do it wrong. So we'll go ahead and jump into another mantra. And by using that mantra with the movement, you're basically integrating it with movement, with breath, and you're keeping the body so busy and the mind so busy that you are going into that state of allowing. You're basically going into what we also call don't know mind. And don't know mind is basically you're going into a state where you're in that state of allowing, and you're allowing your mind not to have to think, and you're allowing yourself not to have to know. And by going into that don't know mind, that's how it all comes together. I know it may sound like a stretch, but give it a try. And remember, as I always say, take what I say, keep what resonates and leave the rest. But I found it to be incredibly effective. And so we're going to do the mantra today for our old friend Ganesha. You might be familiar with this one. We've done this before. Ganesha is the Hindu deity, elephant-headed Hindu deity, elephant head. And Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. And so I thought that would be a really good one. I find this to be a really great mantra for setting a foundation, which is something we'll talk about today when we talk about clarity. And if we want to free ourselves up and open ourselves up to things like prosperity and dreams and opportunities and new beginnings, first we need to clear and remove the obstacles that might stand in our way so that we're open. And so Ganesha is a great one to call in. This is one of our allies. We can call in these allies, and these allies can be, real or imagined. It's more about the essence of what they're about. And so Ganesha is the one that removes the obstacles. So we're calling in Ganesha with this mantra, and the mantra is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And we'll do some movement, and you can either choose to just do the movement and the breath, or you can choose to do the movement, the breath, and chant the mantra. It's totally up to you. I can't see you, so you make the choice, and that choice is yours. Whatever you choose. So we're going to start seated. We're going to take a deep breath in, sweep the arms out to the sides, up overhead, bring the palms together, exhale down the center line to the heart. And then take the arms out to the sides, bend at the elbows, bring the fingers to the front of the shoulder caps, thumbs to the back. And just begin to twist from the waist, keeping the spine nice and long. And you don't twist very far. You don't want to twist too far to where you're out of alignment. You want to spread the shoulder across the shoulders, open the heart. Elbows come straight out at heart level. Inhale left, exhale right. Take it slowly. Take your time. You're warming up. You're loosening up the spine, the lower back. You're releasing through the hips. Inhale left. Exhale right. Close the eyes. Roll them up to your third eye. And just go deep into it. If you want to chant, chant. If you want to listen, listen. But either way, just get some movement going in your body. Move and breathe. Inhale. Breathing deeply. Inhale left. Exhale right. Om Gam Ganapataye sending out the vibration of clearing any obstacles that are standing in your way. Whether those obstacles are physical or mental or emotional, you're clearing them all out. All in Ganesha to clear whatever it is you need to remove. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Take a deep breath in, bring the arms up like cactus arms, and let's continue. Inhale left, exhale right. Again, not a huge twist. Try to keep the arms at a 90-degree angle, lifting up from the heart. Dropping the shoulder blades in the back, drawing the shoulders back. Spreading the fingers wide. This one's a really good movement for toning the waist. Inhale left, exhale right. As you inhale, the belly expands. As you exhale, draw it back to the base of the spine. So you're moving the core with your breath as you move the body. If you begin to feel any tension in your arms, see if you can lift just a little more from the upper arms, from the biceps, from the back of the upper arm, from the triceps. Keep lifting, lengthening out through the elbows and up through the fingertips. That nice 90-degree angle. Keep it going, keep moving, keep breathing. Inhale left, exhale right. Anywhere you feel tension, just breathe into that space. See if you can hold it just a little bit longer. Creating strength in your toning. Expanding your lung capacity if you're chanting. Moving the navel to strengthen your core. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Take a deep breath in, draw the arms back. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the shins or the ankles and begin to flex the spine forward and back, drawing the elbow toward the sides as you come forward, and then straightening the arms as you round back. So arch the spine forward, round the spine back, inhale forward, exhale back. Go ahead and close the eyes. Try to keep the shoulders in line with the hips, so it's really the spine that's flexing in a C curve to the front, to the back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Om Ganapataye Namaha. If you're chanting the mantra while you're moving, it's an extra challenge with the breath. I feel like it strengthens your lungs even more, and strengthens your core even more. It makes you stronger, makes your projection stronger. It's all good stuff. Give it a chance, see how it feels. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Om Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Take a deep breath in, sit nice and tall. Last piece. Bring the hands into knife hands with all 5 fingers together on either hand. And just begin to chop. Chop, chop, chop. So visualize yourself removing the obstacles. Chop away anything that's blocking you, anything that's standing in your way in front of the heart. Anything that's blocking your heart, chop it away. Anything that's blocking your navel, your strength, chop it away. Anything blocking your throat, which you might want to communicate or say, anything standing in your way there, chop, chop, chop. Get rid of it. Up through your aura. Any stray energy that might not be yours, that you might be holding on to from someone else. Chop, chop, chop. Let it go. Let it go. Just keep letting go. Keep breathing. Almost there. Chop, chop, chop. Give it all you got. Last round. Make sure you get left meditation, we're talking about removing the obstacles. Anything that's going to stand in your way, let it go. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms out to the sides and up through your aura. Clearing out anything else, release it to the sky. The sky, take it away. And exhale, pressing the palms together, come down the center line to the heart. Take a deep breath into the heart. And exhale, turn the palms up on the knees, any gesture of receptivity, and just sit with it for a moment, allowing that electricity, that energy, that prana, that life force that you feel tingling through your body now. Allow that to go where it needs to go and distribute. When we move the energy, we're clearing away any places that energy might be stuck. Because the places where that energy is stuck, that's where we get opening to dis-ease or disease. Any blockages that give us tension, moving the energy like this moves that on through and gets rid of that. So feel yourself clearing, feel yourself healing with every breath, with every movement. Let's keep moving. Let's go to Narayan for the next one. So this one is Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Feel free to chant along. This is one we've done before as well. This is a mantra for, it calls upon the water element and it brings inner peace. You associate that with water. Cool, clear, flexible fluid. It's basically calling upon the sustainer, the water element, creative sustainer, creative sustenance, and allowing us to get in the flow of the universe, the divine flow. And so just allow, bring the palms out to the knees face down, and we'll just begin this section by pushing off to the left and then rolling from the waist in a counterclockwise, in a clockwise rotation to begin. Anchor down through the sitting bones, but press yourself over to the left, draw the heart forward, over the right knee in, round back. So inhale forward, exhale back. Again, you're arching the spine forward, you're rounding the spine back. Just grind out any tension that you're holding in your lower back. It's a really good one too for your hips. I know that I, especially when I'm not walking as much, like in lockdown, your hips can get really tight. So see if you can loosen that up. Close the eyes, roll them up, go deep. Inhale deeply forward, exhale round back. And just fall into that energy of the water elements. Let it wash away any tension you're holding. Let it bring you cool, calm peace. Peace within translates into peace without. And now come back to center, take a deep breath in, sit nice and tall, drop the shoulders. Exhale fully, and then push off to the right and take it counterclockwise. Inhale forward, exhale back. Keep releasing that tension and lower back. As you inhale, let the belly expand. As you exhale, draw it back to the base of the spine. So your navel is really moving throughout this entire practice. You're strengthening your abs, you're strengthening your core, so that it supports you better. A strong core helps you stay out of your lower back. So keep lengthening as you move. Keep reaching up through the crown of the head as you move. Stretching the spine from the earth to the sky. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let the heart lead the way. Pull the heart forward, draw the heart back. Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Narayan, celestial communication. Narayan, Waheguru, Hari, Narayan, Satanam. So do the waves for Sat Narayan. Raise the roof for Waheguru. Hands come down and swing around. Sat Narayan, Waheguru. Swing around. Hari Narayan, Satanam. Sat Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Good. So your waves on Sat Narayan, Waheguru. Palms face one another, swing out and around. Hari Narayan, Satanam. Sat Narayan, Waheguru, 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 Hari Narayan, Satanam. Take a deep breath into the heart. Exhale, let something go. Couple more rounds. Let's go. Sat Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Chant from the heart. Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Feel the water wash over you and cleanse you, taking away anything you don't need. Narayan, Satanam. Sat Narayan, Waheguru, Hari Narayan, Satanam. Take a deep breath into the heart. Feel the heart press out against the hands. Feel that connection. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. You know, we're made of, some say, between 80%, 90% water. These molecules that make up our bodies as we know them are so largely water. So how can we tap into the water element and befriend the water element as an ally? When we ground, we befriend the element of earth. And when we clear, and when we're fluid, and when we're flexible, we're basically befriending the ally of the water element. When we breathe, we're befriending the element of air. And when we move the navel, we're calling in the fire. And so those are the four elements. So we also weave and integrate the four elements into our practice. So let's just do one more round of movement, and then I know we're already pretty long on time, so I'll kind of wrap it up and just talk a little bit, and we'll call it a day. So let's just stand up for a moment and bring in the Om Namah Shivaya chant, and that one is for universal consciousness. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And that one is calling upon the Hindu deity of Shiva. And Shiva is associated with meditation. And this mantra is basically calling in universal consciousness. And so we're tapping into the universal consciousness. So just keep that seed planted. You can chant or not chant, but we're just going to do a little movement standing. So go ahead and stand up and take the feet a little wider than hip distance. Lift and spread the toes. Spread the toes wide to support you. Establish the foundation first. Slightly bend the knees and begin to punch side to side, to the left, to the right, left, to the right, and then forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, sweep the arms back down. And let's do it again. To the left, to the right. Press into the feet to support you so that you're not wobbly. Good. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. TGIF, right? Thank goodness it's Friday. One more time. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, and forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have fun with it. Let the knees be slightly bent. Om Namah Shivaya. Inhale, sweep. Exhale down. Let's go one more. And left, right, forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, and forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, bring them out to the sides. Palms forwards, fingers spread wide. You're going to inhale here, deep breath in, open the heart, open the chest. As you exhale, turn to face the left leg, drop the right hand to the left foot. Left arm goes straight up. Exhale as you touch that foot. So inhale up, exhale left hand to right foot. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Sometimes it's best to do these movements a little slower rather than trying to go too fast. Work on your alignment versus working on your speed. Inhale up, stretch it wide, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down, reaching up through that top arm. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Keep it going. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Make it a moving meditation. If you are comfortable and you're balanced, close your eyes, roll them up to the third eye. Okay, now we're going to bring the arms up like cactus arms and begin to march. So right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now exhale as the elbow hits the knee. So you're drawing the navel in to press the breath out. Keep the knees nice and high. Keep the arms at that 90-degree angle and really bring the knee up to meet the elbow. Don't hunch over. Keep your alignment. Good. Really plant the feet as you step and just take it at a pace that's comfortable. If you want to do half time, do half time. It's all good. Exhale, 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 exhale. Now we're doing the blood moving. Now we're warming up the body. Feel good about it? See if you can add the chant. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. It's challenging when you're doing this to breathe and chant. Think how strong your lungs are going to be. Think how strong your core is going to be. Just a little longer, you got this. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Ooh, as you exhale, bend the knees. And turn the toes out, bringing the heels together so the feet are kind of in a V. And come on to the balls of your feet. But notice you want the heels to be together, touching. So you want to keep the heels together, touching. You want to stay on the balls of your feet. You'll drop the arms, fingertips beneath the shoulders so the knees are on the outside of the arms. Take a deep breath in here and arch. Look up. As you exhale, lift up, staying on the balls of the feet. Drop the head toward the knees. Exhale as you straighten the legs. Stay on the balls of the feet the whole time. Keep the heels together. moving up and down. So inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, move with control. Let the breath be your guide. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, round down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep it going. Inhale and exhale. This is the last piece. Got it. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Inhale and exhale. And walk the feet out to about hip distance apart. Bend the knees. Very important, bend the knees. Stay over the legs, hang over the legs. Grab opposite elbows with the knees bent, just hang over the legs. Maybe rock side to side like a rag doll. Releasing through the lower back. And then come back to center. Release the arms. Hang over the legs, knees are still bent. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, very slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. Step the feet back together. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Reach through the fingertips. Then exhale, turn the palms out and sweep the arms down through your aura. Legs are side by side. Lift and spread the toes. Solid foundation. Come into mountain pose with the palms facing forward. Just pause here. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And go ahead and come back down. Back down to sitting. So, I feel like we got some energy moving there, so thank you for being here for that. All right, so we've had some mantra, we've talked about mantra, we've had some movement, we've had some meditation, and now we come to the place in the class, the space in the class called the Shamanic Life. And for today's episode, or talk about the Shamanic Life, I just wanted to share some thoughts on clarity that have been kind of coming to me this week. I started off the week feeling just very clear, and I would say clarity doesn't necessarily mean that you have all the answers already or that you have it all figured out. But clarity, to me, means that your energy is clear. You've maybe let go of hang-ups or blockages or anything that might be blocking you from getting to where you want to go. That clarity comes from, I think, our practices that we're doing, or at least that's a great way to cultivate it. Let me give an example. So with clarity, I think you don't just wake up one day clear. I think that it's a process. And the idea is to first allow yourself to be grounded. And there are a lot of different ways that we can have a grounding practice. We've talked about a lot of them on the different shows and different meditations here. But the idea of grounding, the idea of balancing, the idea of centering, coming into harmony, coming into peace, coming into the heart space, all those add up as the foundation for clarity. If you're in a place where you're grounded, where you're balanced, where you're centered, where you're in harmony with your environment, and where you're operating and making decisions from your heart space, that's clarity. So it's not just maybe one step to get there. It's a lot of different steps that come together. And I picture it like a flower blooming in the spring, pretty much. This blossom, you do the things, you do the work, you do the grounding, the balancing, the centering, you do all these things, and then all of a sudden this bloom comes up almost out of nowhere, and it just blossoms and unfolds right before your eyes. That's clarity. And so in getting to clarity, I feel like it is important for us to stay in that don't know mind, especially right now, because no one really knows exactly what's going to happen next in the world. And I think if we try too hard to take the approach of thinking about it and figuring it out, I think we were, as a Western culture, we're raised to think on our toes and always have an answer, and you should be able to figure this out, right? But sometimes the best way to figure it out is not to try so hard and not to push yourself to figure out something that's going to unfold the way it's going to unfold. You don't really have control over it. You have control over your own actions, and you control over yourself, but we can only control so much. And so I guess what I'm saying here is that in order to find clarity and to get out of that fog in your head or that overwhelm that you might be feeling, which I feel too sometimes, but we know what to do and we have the tools to get out of that and to find clarity amidst all of that, to find calm amidst the storm by coming into this quiet space, coming into this don't know mind, and allowing ourselves to be okay with not knowing exactly what's going to happen. And at that point, we're open to the great adventure, the great mystery of life, because anything can happen, and we're ready. And so that's another thing that we can do, is get ready right now. Ready for what? I don't exactly know, but you can still get ready. You can still, I think we have a tendency sometimes when we don't have a deadline for something that's going to happen, and I'm a recovering procrastinator, so I know this well. If you don't have a deadline for something, sometimes you're kind of loose about it, and maybe you have good habits one day, but maybe you go off the wagon the other day, whatever bad habits are, you eat really something bad, or, every now and then I think everything in moderation, but as a rule, I think that it's a good idea to, especially right now, and as we're trying to, keep our immune system strong and support our immune strength, can we get ready by nourishing and nurturing our bodies and taking good care of ourselves right now, self-care, getting lots of rest right now while we have this opportunity, getting good food while we have this opportunity. I mean, don't overthink it, but just as you're making your choices in the back of your mind, plant the seed of, is this choice, going to help me be ready for whatever's coming next? And think of it as, what would be a good example for this one? Well, I don't know. Sorry, I went off on a different train there, but I told you I'm a little discombobulated today. But getting ready, being prepared, I think we can do this by watching our choices as we make them step by step, and making good choices about continuing to get some workout in, continuing to get breath work in, continuing to chant or sing. Very, very important to do things like that, and just allow yourself to be ready for anything. Allow yourself to be in a place that is a place of peace, a place that is joyful, and just know your truth right now as well, and what you're really about, and what is going to put forth your highest and greatest self in the world at this time. So I think that's kind of the main stuff. I wanted to share that, and around the topic of clarity as well. The only other thing I wanted to add, which we talked about in the Shamanic Life, I think it was a couple times ago, but we talked about the idea of dreaming big and taking this opportunity right now when we're in don't know mind, and when it can be frustrating because, maybe if we're planners and we're used to planning ahead, several months ahead. I'm usually, I've got travel booked and workshops booked and road trips booked, and especially in the spring and summer, it's my big travel time, and here I am grounded. And so you might be feeling that in your own, apply your own situation to that, and you're feeling grounded. So there's not really anything you can do to change that right now, but you can get yourself ready for when those gates do open. There's the example, right? And just have yourself be ready. And so this is a time when you can't necessarily make specific plans, but you can still dream big. And I think the limits are off on dreaming. You can dream the biggest dream you can come up with, and anything is possible. Realize that. Anything is possible. If you can imagine it, if you can dream it, you can do it. So right now, I think as this clarity starts to unfold, as you tap into this heart space, as you allow and surrender to don't know mind and not having all the answers, dream big. If there were no limits, if there was nothing holding you back, what would you do? Where would you want to be? What would you want your life to look like? And so as we dream that, maybe work backwards from the big dream and just say, okay, I can't control the exact path of getting there, but I'm open to whatever path unfolds before me to guide me to that big dream. And in the meantime, ask yourself, your intuition, ask spirit, ask your allies, what can I do to be ready to step into that big dream? And then do it. I think we're doing it together here, and I'm so grateful for you guys being here and being a part of this soul journey together. Let's just keep ourselves strong. And I think that if we, we take good care of ourselves, we nurture ourselves, we nourish ourselves, we keep our bodies strong and exercise, and don't take this time, if you need to rest, rest, but don't waste the time distracting yourself or zoning out. If there's something that you can do to take better care of yourself in lieu of being a couch potato. Everybody needs to be a couch potato sometimes, but just not every day of the week, because I know the days run together right now. Just think about being ready. And so I don't want this to seem as if I'm putting pressure on it, because I hope that from the way I'm describing it, you're understanding that I'm not. But just always kind of have that seed in the back of your mind, and just keep working to your highest and greatest self. And then that path, just like the clarity that blooms in front of you, that path to your dream will unfold. It really will. So trust that you're making choices that make you feel good about you right now, that you're focusing on yourself, maybe more so than you're usually able to. Take this time and pamper yourself. Take good care of yourself. Get yourself ready for anything. Get yourself clear and undiscombobulated. And I speak to myself when I speak to you. And let's just see how that works out. That's what's coming through me today. And that seems and feels to me to be good advice, although take it or leave it, to allow that path to unfold before you and allow your big dreams to come through. Because I think we're in a powerful portal of change right now, and the dreams really are, anything is possible. Believe that. Remember believe you are infinite. And so I'll close with that. I hope there's something in there that resonates. And if not, let it go. So let's go ahead and close our circle for today. Here it is, 12-12. Make a wish. Press the palms together firmly at the heart center. Take a deep breath into the heart. Exhale, send out some light from the heart. Let something go. Drop back into your heart space. And we'll close with one long Satnam. Inhale to Satnam. Inhale deeply. Sat Nam. Satnam. I am truth. Truth is my essence. Truth is my identity. May you walk in your truth. May you go easier on yourself along the way. May you nurture and care for yourself every step of the way. May you listen to the voice of your heart, your intuition, and allow that to take over and lead you to places where the head could never get you. Trust it. Have faith. Open yourself up to be that clear channel, that conduit, and allow that life force energy to move through you and manifest into your biggest and brightest dreams and your highest and greatest divine soul purpose. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, fold forward at the waist, bring the palms to the forehead and the heart to the earth. Release your breath, release your prayer. And give thanks to Pachamama, Mother Earth, for her continued support and always being there every step of the way for us. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend. I'll be back here at 7 p.m. tonight for day 30 of the 40-day Kirtan Kriya meditation, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Can't believe we only have 10 days left of this 40-day meditation. Very exciting. And I'll be back here at 11:11 tomorrow for the 11:11 meditation and the 7 p.m. meditation. So hopefully I'll see you soon. In the meantime, Satnam.